You didn't. It's Yuri Lowenthal trying to convert you to sounding like him.
You know, like, he's a hardcore vegan?
Really?
Yeah, him and his wife, hardcore vegans.
No, wait, I think I remember him talking about that.
Above the waves. But we will lower them on a lunette ring, submerged into the structure's steel frames. So much steel, you wonder. How will we keep so large a purchase from the government? Water is buoyant. We shall not frame
There we
rapture
go.
in steel, but in aluminium.
Wait
The
until
government jackals may
Mr.
suspect
Ryan
we're
stops
building
talking.
an air force, but never a city.
Atlas, the heat is on. Ryan knows something's up and is sending men to investigate the department store. Suggests you lay in supplies at the Manta Ray Lounge and prepare for a siege. Looks like there's something in the Manta Ray Lounge.
Okay, so I have to go back there after I do this.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that they were using new original audio tracks for the song. Because in my mind, I thought we were going to be hearing them, like, the actors would be talking during the, like, dialogue portions of the show. And then when we got to the songs, we'd be hearing the Broadway audio. But no.
Nope, that's not how it usually goes. Everything's a live performance.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Like it was the same for Wicked too.
You're so smart, you're stupid! I know you're still around. When I find you...
Yeah, that's him.
Yuri Lowenthal?
Yep.
It's a video game. Of course it has Yuri Lowenthal in it somewhere.
Well, you can kind of tell it's him. Like if you hit a character that's voiced by him, because he has that same like grunty noise, I guess you'd say.
Like I really do feel like him and
Steve
Steve
Blum.
Blum have really bad range. And I know you kind of disagree with me on that, but I really don't feel like...
I think if people give them a chance to have, well, at least Steve Blum anyway. If people like gave Steve Blum a chance to actually have a range, he would have, because he.
But then we have Troy Baker on the other hand, who's a voice actor who like it sounds like he gives almost every character something different.
Yeah. I mean, yes, Yuri Lowenthal kind of sounds like the same guy for the most part.
Almost.
Like, there's only some roles where he kind of sounded different in a way, but not really. But yeah, I think out of the three, Troy Baker's the least likely. Like, he's done roles where you're just like, wow, that's him.
This
Like,
is gonna be noisy.
Like the
We're not finished!
I forgot what his name is in Last of Us.
Joel?
Yeah. Like, I did not know that was him.
You didn't know that was him until I told you?
Yeah.
Then there was other things.
Well, then you showed it, like, we watched that video compilation of all the stuff he's done. And like where he has like a type that it seemed like he was cast for when he was starting out. Like the dark, either the dark and mysterious guy or like the tough guy. But I think
Thank God.
well, what really launched his career? I forgot.
Surprisingly, Final Fantasy.
Really?
I remember that he'd been doing like voice work in a couple of animes and stuff like that before.
He voiced Kanji from from Persona 4. He was not credited for it, so that's
He wasn't credited for that. The
So
big
that's
thing,
why it
like
was
he'd done a bunch of. I know, like he was doing an interview for Final Fantasy 13, and people were like, "Oh, so what roles are you known for?" And he's like, "Well, I mean, I think the only role in the voice acting community I've really been big and like gotten credited for was I did additional voices in Call of Duty 4."
well, if he does a big enough additional voice, like Lord Bailey. Well, that's not really an additional voice. That was just another voice that you could pick.
No, yeah, Laura Bailey, who's one of my favorite voice actresses, she didn't do an additional voice. She does the voice of, I think it's like voice model 1.
Yeah, female
For,
1 for Saints Row 3
Saints Row 3 and
four.
Saints Row 4.
4.
Don't know if she was in 2 because I didn't really play 2.
They didn't say on her wiki page, so I'm gonna say no.
So yeah, first time I really remember Troy Baker being like, kind of like mentioned as like a named voice actor was Final Fantasy 13 when he played Snow.
Maybe because he wasn't really playing a guy that was in his normal type.
But I mean, then
But I
we
don't
move on to,
remember
like,
how.
the next year, and
They're just like, whoa.
and he's in just everything. But it's not like that bad. He's in everything. It's that, like, he's a pretty competent voice actor. Okay. Although I follow him on Twitter, and sometimes on Twitter he does weird things.
Like, what type of weird things?
He tweets a lot at Ricky Gervais, because Ricky Gervais tweets a lot of atheistic posts, and Troy Baker responds to a lot of them. And Troy Baker's clearly a religious guy, and it's like, and he responds like you know, like, hey, that's not fair to say this about Christians and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, if you're gonna go this far into the belly of the beast, don't be a little surprised when, you know, you get mocked. Like, I don't go to fucking Christian websites and go like, you guys are crazy for not believing in evolution. I just think it and move on.
I've been fixing quantum field generators since
But
kindergarten.
I digress. Probably shouldn't talk about religion.
That would create some interesting comments in the comment section.
What of it? I've been told this town was friendly to free enterprise.
Conflict. That's how we evolve. Physically, mentally. If you're not but curious, most curious.
I ain't through with you yet. Terrible thing.
To be honest, the invisibility power really makes this section. When I first heard that this was going to be more of a stealth action kind of campaign, I was really worried, and I'm feeling a little.
I must confess, I'm becoming a wee bit skeptical.
Remind me, why am I supposed to care?
You see, me lads have taken a keen thirst for Adam, and there's a vintage right in front of me that'll do nicely.
If you kill her, I truly hope you are happy living down here. Put down roots, raise a family. Or maybe you think Andrew Ryan is going to ride to your rescue.
Fair enough. But remember, there are fast ways to harvest little sisters, and some very slow ones.
People just like me. Right off the shelf.
Hey, Junior! Come on in and watch this.
I think he wants me to use gas grenades.
Everyone wants a... Look at what you done to him.
Well, that definitely wiped all
Fair
of them.
warning.
Well,
I'm an eye
except
for
that
an
guy.
eye type of fella. Let you in.
Alright.
Are you gonna go back to the,
I'm going to the Manta Ray Lounge first.
yeah, that's what I was asking.
That's what you are. A cognitive. Clear as a bell.
Gonorrhea, that's what you'll get. And there's no cure but the madhouse.
You spiff, Rabbit. You spiff right now. And you leave me watching.
So there's something here. Okay, let's see if I can find the secret. 3 wine bottles in a row. Find the location of the Manta Ray Lounge. So we need to find 3 wine bottles in a row.
That's more than 3.
Yeah, yes.
I don't think it'll be in here. It's not really a straight road.
That was pretty creepy, by the way. Like, we knew it was coming, so I was able to be like, okay, wait again.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about dealing with people here. Except for that thing.
Oh,
There we go.
Those bottles. Just like on the coded note to Fontaine. Fontaine and Atlas. Son of a bitch.
Sushong, I'm gonna make this clear as can be, so we don't have any miscommunications. Where the hell is the ace in the hole? You think you can stiff Frank Fontaine? I paid good money for state-of-the-art weaponry. I ain't losing this war just because you found yourself a higher bidder. I can promise you, I ain't never been one to lose with dignity.
alright. So, basically that whole thing was just to show her that what we learned in Bioshock 1, which is Fontaine and Atlas are the same person. I wonder if that's going to affect the ending of this campaign. Oh, it was I was trying to remember. There was a game I played recently where something like that changed it. Where it was Guacamelee of all things. Guacamelee. If you did these like little side challenges that were like really fucking hard.
How much would it change the ending though?
Drastically, surprisingly enough.
Oh.
Come on. I know you're there. Don't leave me out here with my heart in my hand. Second Raider, that's you!
You don't have my permission to leave.
This thing again.
Give and not demand anything. Someone who wants what you have, free from effort. A president, a premier, a pope, a parasite.
Need to get rid of as many of these fucks as I can.
So I only have the big daddy to deal with.
I ain't letting a good lead like you get away.
Tell them to get it in writing. I'm just honored to be in the competition because I like nothing more than being Miss Rapture 1958.
I can change it, sure. I can. Just give me a chance.
What I'm really hoping for is that there's no bullshit like, oh, you killed 5 people, so you get an evil ending.
Oh. Did they say that there's multiple endings to this?
How we won't immediately die of
Oh, no.
CO2 poisoning the moment we turn the thing on. Well, not the perfect phosphor frequency, but it'll do.
I think you gotta shoot it with Old Man 1253.
Okay, that should stop it from overheating. There, everything's fixed. We're ready.
Let's fire it up and see.
Sesame.
What did I tell you?
So part of it's going to take place in Colombia.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what's the timer saying? We're around 1:48.
Going on 2 hours.
Booker. Look. We're on the First Lady.
Oh, this is the airship they used.
It can't be this easy. The First Lady Mark II was built around a particle lift system just like all the buildings in the city. I read all about it in the Columbian Scientific. The particle's seated at the top of the structure. Must be up that lift.
Then why is the First Lady's dress here?
Perfect.
It might be a different universe.
Seems like a lot of technology just to float an airship. Comstock never heard of hydrogen.
The First Lady Mark I did run on hydrogen, and it was destroyed by a single bullet from a Vox sniper. Unfortunately, the Prophet wasn't on board at the time.
Yeah, that's kind of the tragic flaw of those ships.
Yeah.
If I take the active particle, then the First Lady is just a 40-ton paperweight. Best to take the spare. Here we go. Now let's head back through that tear.
You honestly expect Atlas to honor his side of the deal?
No. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
How do you plan on handling Atlas? He ain't just some spliced-up maniac.
He'll make a mistake. I just have to be ready to take advantage of it when it happens.
All for a girl you barely know.
How well did you know me when you came to Columbia?
Pretty lady not finished yet.
What? Open the tear.
Power for device very expensive. Tit for tat.
Just tell me what you want.
Such a wonder something as simple. Lock of hair.
Oh, you're not serious.
Not your hair, stupid. Think has a secret life. Mothballed, forgotten. In there, hair sample. In jar. Cannot miss it. You get for suture. Then everybody friends.
Where's his lab?
Closed off, past Fink's quarters. You smart lady, you find.
Should have seen that one coming.
Press to generate a bullet-snatching shield that flames.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
We must have arrived right in the middle of the siege.
That means the other you and I are probably inside the factory. On our way up to the First Lady.
And what happens if we run into ourselves?
We won't,
How do you know that?
because we didn't.
I've taken your counsel, and you done me good service, but I will not hurt the boy. I will see Fink and Comstock burn, but I will not hold the son to account for the deeds of his father.
You've misunderstood us.
We neither asked you to harm the child.
Nor did we promise that yours would be the hand that would set Comstock's world afire.
A famous man once said,
And a famous man shall say,
I may reach the mountaintop.
but I fear I shall never visit the valley below.
But you mean I won't live to see the... No.
It's up to you what matters more,
Your part in the play?
or the play itself.
Someone is coming.
Wow.
Shall arrive a girl.
She must leave. A woman.
And what makes the difference between a girl and a woman?
Blood.
Your part in the play.
Or the play itself?
Turn her into a killer? How?
Give the girl no choice.
And she will be forced to make one.
Wow, that kind of completely changes Bioshock. Because like Daisy was this character that like everyone's like she changes so sporadically at the end to become a bad guy. That's a really big deal.
Yeah.
Fuck, it switched it. I wanted that.
What is,
That's the bullet catching shield thing.
oh.
Gonna hunt you down.
It's a new look for the Vox Populi.
Kind of like Bleed Liberty S. Almost. The tiara spiky thing.
done this? Someone about?
Hey, I remember this.
What?
This is the area where you. This is one of the areas where you fought daisies, like guys, and then you ran up there.
Oh.
Just bide your time. Bide your time. We abide neither dilly-dalliers nor malingerers. I trust
You gonna answer for this, girl?
So broken at this point. Really cool though to see like Columbia and Rapture kind of mixing together. It's interesting. It's kind of playing up to the end of original Bioshock. Well, Infinite.
Think.
A giant clock.
Sort of. Looks like the mechanism unlocks certain activities when Fink gives his blessing.
So what? We're stuck waiting for the cuckoo to go off?
No, there's a slot for some kind of key for manual winding. We just gotta find that.
Sure seems like a lot of work to lock down a few doors.
Yo, if there's one thing Fink loves, it's a lot of work.
That's very bright.
We've got the clock key.
Our current state of being, or lack thereof, has left my brother unfulfilled. The biological urge to leave one's mark is strong, and it is not an impossibility. We could instantiate ourselves back in Columbia, return to an old life for the possibility of creating new. But we died in that world. Returning would mean giving up part of us. Ourselves. We'd become flesh and all that it is heir to. The mysteries of the universe would become once again mysteries.
Able profit on the back. Jefferson's the only one they
I think
didn't
that's
write on.
Abraham.
No, that is Thomas Jefferson.
I
Oh,
know
wait.
that's George Washington.
That's George Washington, Franklin, and that
that
is
looks more like Jefferson.
No, because remember, the three prophets were.
Yeah, I know. I
like-
accidentally
and then-
said Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, and then if you actually look into the stuff in the background going on, they like feel as if, because remember this is 85. Lincoln dies in 65. These people think of Lincoln as like a monster.
Yeah, I know. You fight devil Lincolns.
You fight Devil Lincoln, yes. You also, I don't know if you noticed, but the mechanized soldiers, when the Vox Populi take over, they turn into mechanized Lincoln.
Yeah, I know. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Sea slugs. Goddamn sea slugs. Could that Oriental have come up with a more inconvenient fuel for his plasmids? If there is a God, and I've seen more evidence to the contrary than in support, you'd think he'd have put Adam into the belly of a nice little seagull or crow. The cost of all these underwater expeditions are murdering my margins.
As to the matter of religion, let me place myself in the camp of the agnostic. I pretend to understand the mysteries of the infinite no more than you, Comstock, or anyone else for that matter. But for the sake of argument, let's say this is all one unhappy accident, and we're all alone in our toils. Then who would Comstock use to control and shame us with rules that apply only to those with not a penny in their pocket? If there were no God, you could rest assured the first deed done by the first rich man would be inventing him.